Hey guys, it's Jemmy. Today we will play through the third dungeon, level 20 to 23, called the Wayrest Sewers. This dungeon is a part of the Daggerfall Covenant Alliance in the map of Stormhaven. The types of ads found in the Wayrest Sewers are the Pelangar recruits that uses different weapons. You have the swords, the archers, the healers, and you also have like necromancers now. The other ads that you'll find are the skeevers and the crocodiles. The recommended group setup would be the standard 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS. Of course, you can do it without the tank and just have a 3 DPS, 1 healer group. However, it will just make the dungeon a little bit more difficult since you don't really have anyone holding aggro. Right off the bat, we reach the first mini-boss, the crocodile named Slime Crawl. This boss can be classified in the freebie category. The only notable skills are the front conal tail swipe that deals damage as knocks you back. You can either block or roll away from that. I do want to go ahead and note that this level 23 crocodile here isn't supposed to be part of the fight. It seems to have aggroed from another area and then just followed its way over into this fight. So just to let you guys know that it will only be Slime Crawl in this area here. The second boss is Investigator Garen, who has a few interesting mechanics to him. First is a teleport, indicated by a blue streak, that teleports Investigator Garen to random locations in the room. It doesn't really do any damage. All you need to do is just keep an eye on him so that you know where the boss is located. Second is a knockback attack that looks like a small blue wisp that is thrown at you. So you can roll away from this, but I don't advise that you roll backwards. You probably want to roll to each side. Third is a AoE with a bluish green orb in it that moves around following one person. Anyone who is standing in it will take continuous damage, so make sure to keep moving and don't bring it to your group. Once Investigator Garen is defeated, just collect his body and head further into the dungeon. The third boss is Ulgarg the Hungry, who is surrounded by some ads, including healers, so we want to take out the healers first, of course. As for Ulgarg, the first skill he has is an AoE Fear that forces your character to run from him. The second is an AoE attack around the boss. The radius is not that large, so it should be easy to roll or run away from. The third skill is the strongest skill Ulgarg has, which is a very heavy melee attack. He usually likes to use this right after he fears the group. Block if you can to absorb some of that damage. So I know that third skill was kind of hard to see, but this is what it looks like. As you can see, he's kind of gearing up to use that attack. If you just block it, it'll actually kind of stun him and knock him back. Other than watching for those things, Ulgarg the Hungry is a piece of cake, so you just need to collect his body once he is dead and proceed on. Back to back, we have the fourth boss of the Wayrest dungeon, Valrain Pelingar. He is a bit challenging because of the skills he rotates. First is the frontal conal attack that chooses a direction at random, regardless of the tank's aggro. It can deal a good bit of damage while knocking you down. Since there isn't any time to roll out of the way, just block to reduce the damage received. The second skill is an AoE that extends out from the boss that deals damage and stuns anyone who is in the red indicator. The circle itself is not that large, but the time or window you have to roll out of the way is very short. So you either might want to just block through it, or if you are just that quick in reaction time, just roll out of the way. So far, among all the bosses that we've encountered in this dungeon, Valrain seems to be the most difficult due to its fast AoEs that it's casting. The conal AoE, or like frontal conal AoE that I told you, the first skill, he is spamming that. So he literally goes through that the entire time, just switching from direction to direction. So it kind of, in a sense, makes like the tank pointless because of the de-shedding aggro AoE thing that happens. But it's still good to have an AoE so that once the frontal conal AoE is over, the boss is still focused on the tank rather than anyone else. Other than that, guys, just try to muster through it. Use the potions that you have. If you have any ultimates to kind of chuck down the boss's life, that's also another thing that you can do. Once Valrain is defeated, collect his body and move on. And since I showed you the location for the lore book in the Dark Shade Cavern, I'll go ahead and do the same for the Wayrest Sewers. It's right there on that table on top of a set of books. And that lore book is called the Wayrest Sewers, A Short History. The final boss of the Wayrest sewers is Aline Palangar, who is a rogue boss that dual wields daggers. There are a few skills that she rotates, and we'll start off with the first one, where Aline has a teleport. And it seems she teleports to random party members. When she reappears, she deals a good bit of damage, so this is the best time to take your healing potions if you are not at full health, just in case she is still on you. However, most of the times in a group with a tank, Aline will return back to the tank. The second skill is that due to her rogue abilities, she can also stealth away, indicated by your screen fading black. Once the darkness fades and you regain your vision, there will be bat ads that spawn. And the number of ads that spawns every time she stealths away will increase over time. So when these bats spawn, you want to make sure to defeat the bats and then return back to Aline. So that is pretty much all you want to watch out for, especially those vanishing moves. So when Aline vanishes away, that is your cue to know that the next part of that will be that there will be ads that spawn, these hallucinations that come up. Your goal is to burn them down as quick as possible to kind of reduce any kind of chances that anyone will wipe during that fight. I do want to also note that once Aline gets to about 25% health, I want to say she will vanish and then return back and look a little bit more ghostly than usual, I guess. I think it increases her damage, but not really quite sure on that. But if you've been doing great so far in the fight to get to this point, I don't think that her having a little bit of extra damage increase will affect your chances to defeat her. So once she is defeated, you want to loot her body, and then if this is your first time within the Wayrest sewers, you want to finish out the quest. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see the earlier dungeons that I covered, I will go ahead and leave that easy link in the center right here for you. It's going to be the Dark Shade Caverns. Also, I do have a new vlog up if you are interested in viewing that as well. If you'd like to stay updated with the latest videos as soon as we upload them, we would love you to join us by clicking the sub button up top or below. I do also have a vlogging channel where you get to know a little bit more about Jemmy behind these videos, with the link right below. Feel free to find me on other forms of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and more, with all the convenient links listed in the description box. I love you guys so much. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!